What is up guys, and welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm going to be taking you to Sri Lanka's only aquatic national park, which is Pigeon Island, and I'm going to be telling you everything you need to know before you come here. The Pigeon Island National Park is best visited between March to September when the East Coast is at its peak season and perfect for marine activities. So there are a few things that you need to prepare for your trip to Pigeon Island. Number one, you're going to have to rent a boat to take you there, and you want to rent it for the whole day or for the length of your journey. As well as you're going to have to rent some snorkeling equipment. Both of these are quite easy. You can ask anyone on the beach where to do so. And last but certainly not least, just like any other national park, you need to buy a ticket for the park. And that also you can ask anyone. It is a small shed right opposite the island. Ask anybody on the beach where you can buy tickets and they'll point you in the right direction. So Pigeon Island is found in very close proximity to Trincomalee, and Trincomalee is a city that has been highly coveted through the millennia, pre-colonization, during colonization, and even now by the Sri Lankan government because of its natural harbour. And it will be for years to come as long as the Silk Route or anything like that runs near Sri Lanka's east coast. So that means that Pigeon Island has enjoyed protection throughout the years. Especially in 1963, it was declared a sanctuary because of the native endangered bird in which it derives its name, the blue rock pigeon. And further to protecting these species, in 2003, the Sri Lankan government declared Pigeon Island as a national park. But unfortunately, you can't find the blue rock pigeons there anymore, and the assumption is that because of the disturbances during the war that they have left the island. But it is still a national park because of the amazing marine wildlife that you can witness without scuba diving, because of the fact that there's a 200-meter long and 100-meter wide stretch of corals. And unfortunately, with all the efforts being taken to protect Pigeon Island and constrict the amount of tourists and visitors that it does receive, there is still a lot of damage that happens due to touristic activities like swimming and accidentally damaging the corals. So this is something to keep in mind when you visit this island as well. Nevertheless, it's considered a snorkeling paradise and a heaven for those of you that love to explore underwater. So I haven't been here in a while, but my first impression is just mind-blowing. It's just like the Maldives. So beautiful, white sand and light blue waters. I can't wait to go in and explore more. Pigeon Island would make an excellent day trip from Trincomalee. You could spend the whole day here sunbathing, snorkeling, swimming, relaxing. If you want to sunbathe and do other activities like that, there aren't any mats here that you can rent or anything, so make sure you bring your own. You can bring your own lunch. However, whatever you bring, make sure you take it all back with you, and don't be afraid to ask anyone who's leaving something behind accidentally perhaps to take it back as well. One thing I definitely recommend that you do when you're here: number one, bring slippers, and number two, wear your slippers at all times unless you're climbing these trees or going swimming, because the island is full of dead corals that have washed up, and coral cuts are a thing that happen. I've been here 5 minutes and I already have one. We are here now on a weekend, so that's when you can expect the most amount of locals, and you can experience a lesser crowd over the week. So you might be sharing the island with a few tourists over the week, and sometimes you might even have this whole place to yourself just because of the fact that tourism is still quite slow in this area. So I would recommend that you come very quickly to have this place to yourself. On a deserted island, and what's really cool and what I love the most is the fact that it's clean. I don't see any plastic, and I'm very happy about it, and I hope it remains just like that. Stunning. So we have made it to the secret viewpoint. Now this view is stunning. I have no words or adjectives to describe it. You get an impeccable view of the surrounding corals and the rock and the shallowy water as well. And it's also a really nice place to come and disconnect if you are feeling like maybe the island is a bit crowded, because like I said, this is a secret viewpoint. Not a lot of people know about it. However, one thing I really want to keep at everyone's minds is that up here I didn't see a single piece of trash. Even here, my heart is just so happy to see that there's no trash here whatsoever. So I really want to urge all of you that while I encourage you all to visit places in Sri Lanka that are beautiful, I also want to urge you guys to be ambassadors, whether you are from Sri Lanka or whether you're traveling to Sri Lanka, ambassadors for a clean future. That means keeping the place clean, and maybe even keeping it cleaner than you found it. That means that maybe it's not your trash, but it's okay to pick up a few pieces of trash and take it back with you, because I feel like that's us doing a part no matter where in the world we're traveling. It doesn't have to be our trash, it doesn't have to be our country, but we have a responsibility as humans to keep our earth clean. So I'm about to head in to snorkel, and as you can see behind me, that is the path that you have to follow. And you can clearly see there's a barricade that is outlining the reef, and you have to, one of the really important things when you come here, and one of the things that really damage the reef the most, is when people get really excited by seeing a shark or a turtle or something really fun like that, and they kind of cross the barricade to go in towards the reef, and this can really damage it because it's actually your fins that do a lot of the damage. You may think you're not doing anything, but once that happens, it takes a very long time for the coral to rebuild again. So it's really important that you stay on the outside of the barricade. The other most important thing to note, and I think a lot of people don't realize this, is that sunscreen is extremely toxic to the corals. And so when you are coming here, do make sure you are looking at something that is a non-toxic or a coral-safe sunscreen if you must. Or like Shehaan, you can wear a long-sleeve rasher, and that really does a good job as well. All right, enough talking, in we go. So we just finished our snorkeling session, and what I really love the most is that from the moment you step into the water, there's a ton of marine life, lots of different fish. So it's really great for anyone, even if you are with a family with lots of young kids, or you are someone who's not a strong swimmer and you're not very confident. You can see some action right by the beach while you're seated there as well. So that's really great. There's something for everybody here at Pigeon Island. And the other thing that I really like is that the protected reef area has a barrier of a rope around it, which means that even when the surge or the current is a little strong, you can still use the line to maneuver yourself around the reef and see some amazing things. I was feeling a little not so sure because it was kind of choppy, but Shehaan went ahead. And then after spending a bit of time there, I was like, you know what, this is really nice. I'm just going to use the rope to go around. And I actually saw a black-tip shark. I got a little frightened because I was by myself. But later on, I was told there's nothing to be afraid of. They don't harm you or attack you. So I'm really happy. I had a successful session. I saw a shark, and that's kind of what I really wanted to see. And I think Shehaan saw a turtle as well. So these are some of the amazing things that you can see here at Pigeon Island. And I know that they have around 300 different species of marine life and coral reef fish. So this little cove that you see right behind me is actually perfect for beginners and for families with little kids, because there isn't a lot of strong current or waves here, making it really great for people who aren't as confident, because out there it can get a bit strong. Another really important thing to keep in mind when you come here is that there are no active bathrooms, or any bathrooms for that matter, on the island, and that's for a very good reason, because any kind of leakage could cause an imbalance in the bacteria in the water and affect the coral negatively. So they've decided not to build a bathroom here, which I think is great, because you only come here for a couple of hours. So make sure you use the bathroom before you come here. And last but certainly not least, they do not encourage you to bring any food with you, because of the fact that packages and plastic can get left behind no matter how hard you try. So they've decided not to encourage people to bring any food here. And even when it comes to water bottles, please do try to bring your own reusable water bottle, because they do have a collection point for plastic water bottles. However, again, it costs them a lot of time and effort and leaves room for a lot of mistakes when they're transporting the plastic back and the garbage back and forth from the island back to mainland. So how has your experience on Pigeon Island been so far?
Oh, it's been very good actually. We went for snorkeling, and there's like there's sea turtles, and there's a lot of small fish,
Yeah.
and you have the sharks also. Actually, we see some sharks there also. So until now it's been a very good experience.
Successful trip with the sharks.
Yeah, I would say.
So compared to your snorkeling experiences in other places in the world, what would you say sets Pigeon Island apart?
The thing is that here you might not see so many small fish. You will see all of the types of the fish, but you'll not see maybe as many.
Yeah.
But here you will see the sharks.
Yeah.
This is the first time I ever see the sharks.
That's amazing.
So that's very good actually.
Good feeling. And
So-
it was a big guy, or?
Oh, yeah. One of them was like, I don't know, 2 meters or something like that, and a few others maybe 1 meter.
Awesome.
Yeah, so it was
That's a good
great.
sighting.
Yeah.
Overall, I would say Pigeon Island is a small island with a big experience. And I know that there might be some who feel that for such a small island, maybe the entrance fee might be a little too much. But the beauty of Pigeon Island is that it is one of the only places in Sri Lanka where the coral grows so well naturally. Everywhere else has been affected by dynamite fishing and just the natural coral bleaching that's been happening all over the globe. So this is actually truly a miraculous, wondrous sight. And it is the protection and the future of this small little oasis that you're paying for. And it's also because it is a national park and it has been leveled with the entrance fee with all other national parks around the island. So overall, I feel like you're paying for the future of one of these small pockets in the world, I would say, where something so beautiful as the corals grow naturally. And I think it's our duty to protect something like that. And it is very precious to, I think, everyone in Sri Lanka. And I think park officials here are also doing a fantastic job. I can see that they're so passionate about protecting this area. They love it. They're in love with the wildlife, sea life here as well. So that's really great for me to see. And so if you're in Sri Lanka, I hope you do come check out Pigeon Island, and make sure you check out the rest of our national park series, because we have a lot more of these incredible gems coming up. That's it for this one, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!